A deadly mass shooting on the campus of Michigan State University leaves 3 students dead and 5 others injured. Our BGSU counselors are stepping up to help.
And people are scared to come back home after a train derailment evacuates an entire Ohio town. We're in East Palestine talking with families deciding whether or not to return.
Plus, new technology is helping students write essays. How professors are changing their courses because of ChatGPT.
Live from the campus of Bowling Green State University.
Michigan State University students are now demanding change after a mass shooting kills 3 students on their campus. Welcome to BG Today. I'm Claire Mitchell.
And I'm Steve Iwanek. At the state capitol, hundreds of students sat in the formation as they do for a school lockdown drill in protest. Students held signs with messages saying it could have been them. Right now, police are investigating the mass shooting. Officials say they found 2 unregistered handguns and a 2-page note in his pocket with plans to target 2 New Jersey schools. Police have not yet confirmed a motive for the shooting. Police say the gunman was previously charged with a felony for carrying a concealed weapon without a permit. MSU plans to resume classes on Monday. With Michigan State just 2 hours away, some at BGSU are now rethinking campus security. Police say the shooter killed 1 student in the MSU Student Union, a building with public access. Here at BG, students say they're growing more aware of safety procedures around campus, including our own student union.
Very disheartening, especially it's been over a 15-month period, and it's just, I can't even put into words of how angry I feel and how we need to make change now instead of just being passive about it.
BG does a great job of saying, hey, we have these therapy centers, we have these counselors you can talk to, even if you don't want to talk to like a counselor or something, just your student representatives. There's a lot of people you can talk to get that mental health fixed.
BGSU says the counseling center is offering support for students at Michigan State for the time being.
Officials are still cleaning up from the train derailment in East Palestine. The Norfolk Southern train was carrying 5 harmful chemicals that burned for days and then caused evacuations. 4 of these chemicals were not immediately known to the public. The evacuation order is now lifted, but residents are questioning the safety of the water and soil now. Meanwhile, Governor Mike DeWine says the Environmental Protection Agency is confident the city's water is safe, but the EPA is telling residents who have well water to get that additional testing. Ohio officials say over 3,000 fish in the state have died since the derailment. BG24's Macy Austin is in East Palestine, and she spoke to one resident about why they're not going back.
East Palestine residents are heading back to their homes. The Environmental Protection Agency says the air is clear after last week's controlled burn of vinyl chloride.
But after fish and other animals in the area have died, many citizens are worried that the air is still not clear.
That, in my mind, was not a controlled burn because it burned for 24 hours, 36 hours before they came in and set off a controlled burn. It's not safe. It's not safe. Just in my mind, we are not safe right now.
Lonnie Miller and her family live a half mile from the crash and were part of the first evacuation zone.
We didn't know if there was going to be another explosion, if the fire was going to spread to houses. You don't know which way to run. You don't know what's the most important thing in your house. That you've been there for 30 years and you're trying to determine what's the most important thing.
While they wait to get a call for their house inspection, Miller's family is staying in an Airbnb.
I want it tested from an outside source as well, just because everyone that I have spoken with has told me they do not trust the readings.
Miller worries that the evacuation order was lifted too soon.
But they are not allowed to move one train if a town is under an evacuation order. And 3 minutes after that order was lifted, trains began rolling through town.
Norfolk hired the EPA to test the air quality of houses in the area. Residents have to reach out to the EPA to get their house tested.
Many people are choosing not to get their houses checked by the EPA, which may take even longer. For BG24 News, I'm Macy Austin reporting to you from East Palestine. Back to you, Claire.
Really scary situation. We're going to bring you back to Bowling Green now. We're going to send it over to weather anchor Aaron May with a look at what's going on outside. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, good afternoon, Claire. So today is not one of the prettiest days we've seen so far this year here in Bowling Green. It's very, very gloomy. We have some rain, some thunderstorms are also possible, and if there are any, damaging wind is a threat. And to mix all that in, we also have snow potential tonight. Now, there's not going to be any accumulation, and it's really just a wacky weather day today. You have some rain and then high of 43, and then it's going to get cold at 22. All that mixed in, you have wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Luckily, tomorrow things will start to look a bit more normal. They're still going to be chilly. You're going to have some sun starting to finally peek back out, and then we're going to go up to a high of 29 degrees. And then we're going to sink down only 9 degrees, a lot more normal for this time of year, and winds will be about the same as they were today. Looking ahead, we see on Saturday, the sun has finally decided to arrive again. We have a warmer high of 42 and a low of 30, and then Sunday is going to be the best day of the week by far. We're going to have the sun back out and shining again, and a nice warm high of 52 degrees and a low of only 40. So it's not quite spring yet, Claire, but hey, I think we might be heading in the right direction here.
We dipped our toes into the spring pool today. Not that I'm a fan of that pool, because I could do without the rain, but Sunday's the pick day. Thanks, Aaron.
BGSU is hosting a residence hall giveaway for on-campus students. The Office of Residence Life says 15 winners can pick what dorm they'll live in next year before room selection officially begins. Winners also get to pick their roommate. To enter, students need to sign next year's housing and dining agreement before Monday. The drawing is set for Tuesday.
ChatGPT is the latest artificial intelligence tool to hit the internet. It's now allowing students to write 5-paragraph essays using a single prompt. Though the tool is making life easier for students, BG24's Taylor Kitchen discusses how it's impacting the professors.
Teachers. Assistant teaching professor Sean Williams says he's not against technology like ChatGPT, but it raises some ethical concerns.
I also want to make sure that I'm appealing very strongly to your ethical compass as a student and say it's not enough for you just to regurgitate what it is you found in ChatGPT. You're going to have to convince me that you've actually learned the material that led you to those questions, that gave you that response.
Let's say I want to write an article about video game violence. I type that prompt into ChatGPT with a few specifics. When I press enter, I'll have an essay within a matter of minutes. Teaching professor Dawn Hubble-Stabley is fully embracing ChatGPT and is using it to help her make new course requirements.
And a couple of the things that came up with were things that I would not have thought about until after the first time or two that I used that rubric, and I'd be like, I need that.
To prevent plagiarism, both professors are asking students to show their work on essays, kind of like a math problem. Williams is also keeping an eye on their writing style.
So I think that gives us probably a window into whether you've used ChatGPT. But I'm less concerned about punishment or enforcement than I am in just making sure that I'm creating assignments that enable you to put that material to use.
With ChatGPT's popularity, Hubble-Stabley says the university might want to update their plagiarism policy. With BG24, I'm Taylor Kitchen.
All right, well, coming up next, a memorable trip to Super Bowl 57.
Yes, students got the opportunity to leave the classroom and fly to Arizona for the biggest football game of the year.
Plus, women's basketball hits a speed bump on their way to a MAC title. What players say they need to do before the end of the season.
All this and more when we come back.
Welcome back to BG24 with your sports update. I'm Charlie Ryan. A group of BGSU students just got back from volunteering at the Super Bowl. BG24's Justin Chicatano joins us live after catching up with those who just got back from the trip.
Well, Charlie, last week, members of BGSU Sports Management Alliance Club traveled to Arizona for the big game, and they got to volunteer with event planning while also making young football fans smile.
We worked Super Bowl experience, got to interact with a lot of kids, so that was really fun for me personally as a huge NFL fan.
Students say while their own experience was important, it was more important to give others a great experience.
Being able to kind of put a smile on those kids' face was really important to me, and trying to make the experience as best as possible for them.
While working at the Super Bowl may seem like a rare experience, this opportunity is available to all students in the Sports Management Alliance.
This is actually my first year, and so I started off this year and they started talking to me. I was like, that's awesome. So I tried to dive into SMA as much as I could.
The professors are encouraging students to volunteer as much as they can to have a chance at more opportunities.
Really just get involved and get to know your peers. Some of them also said, we sat beside these people, for several classes now and didn't truly know them.
Not only can these experiences lead to making new friendships, they can also open doors to new connections and networking opportunities.
I think people are the biggest asset in the sport industry and really in life. They're going to help push you forward in life and get you to positions that maybe that door wouldn't have been opened to you had you not known these people. So really just, get involved and work your way up in the industry and get to know the people around you, because they could be your coworkers, your boss in the future.
It was the first time in 3 years the Sports Management Alliance Club made the trip to the Super Bowl. Reporting for BG24, I'm Justin Chicatano.
Last night, women's basketball ended their 11-game winning streak against the Northern Illinois Huskies. Although the Falcons worked aggressively on the defensive end, winning steals and turnovers, they could not figure out the offensive side of the ball, leading to an 85-81 loss for the Orange and Brown. Even with the loss, though, the Falcons expect more competition heading into the tournament, especially with them being at the top of the standings.
We already knew that we're going to get everyone's best every night being at the top of the MAC. So it was no shock to us that NIU came and showed up tonight. But, we just have to learn from it and move on. We've got Western next, so it's going to be a big just mind flip. We're going to be able to take the things that we need to learn from tonight and then apply that to the next game and just keep going from there.
With this loss, the Falcons drop one game behind the Ball State Cardinals. However, BG will get a chance to reclaim the top spot on national TV March 1st via ESPNU. This will be the first nationally televised game for the BGSU women's basketball team in 14 years. Well, just besides the Battle of I-75 coming up this weekend for men's basketball, that's all we got here for sports this week. Back to you, Claire.
Hey, thank you, Charlie. All right, question for you. Would you ever be Freddie or Frida?
Could be. How about you? Are you Frida?
Well, maybe a little TMI, but I sweat, so that costume, not my thing.
And I'm like 6'6", so I don't know if I can.
That's
even
true. They
fit
need
in
to
the
make
costume, you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
An XL costume.
You never know. Maybe I am. I don't know.
Oh shoot, that's right.
But regardless, the masters behind the mascots are set to be announced this weekend. Freddie and Frida will be revealed during the men's basketball game against Toledo on Saturday. 6 students will be unveiled as the faces behind the suits. Last year's Frida Falcon, Allison Kaiser, says the experience pushed her to challenge herself.
And honestly, looking back, all of my friends are like, that's something you would never do. And I love to challenge that, so I was like, yes, I would. And so I applied, and I didn't think I would go as far as I did and actually be Frida, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I would absolutely do it again.
The game starts Saturday evening at 5 in the Stroh Center. The unveiling is set for halftime. Well, thank you so much for watching BG today. Follow us for the latest news on Twitter at BG24TV or find us on the web at bgfalconmedia.com.
And we'll be back next Thursday with updates from around Bowling Green and Wood County. Have a good afternoon.